team. Welcome to episode 1 of Max Bet. Max Bet is a show that is going to be on every Friday, and what I aim to achieve with Max Bet is to go through a couple of races for Saturday, maybe one, maybe two, maybe some feature races. Maybe also have a look back at some big goes or something that we missed or something that we really hit on during the week. But this show is not just about me telling you what to back. This show is about me telling you what I am going to back, but I need your input as well. I need your input, number one, for me to get better, but number two, for you to get better as well. We are learning together here. I'm going to go through the TKZ website and showcase these races, but I want your opinions. I need two things from you guys. And what made me the happiest through the week was the feedback that I got from the grind on Monday. All the comments, the in-depth comments were just so sensational. And I got on there and chatted away and learned a lot. Your guys' feedback was amazing. So what I want from you are two things here, which I'd love. Number one, what's your max bet for the weekend? So what is a max bet? Back in the day, and I still send it through to a really good mate of mine, one of my best mates, I used to text him max bet when I had a really good one. When a really good one was a double max bet, and if I was on the chase and I was going hard, it was a triple max bet. But max bet is your best bet, your best bets for the day. So let's just keep it one or two, put them through. But I don't just want your max bet. I want to know why. I want to know why this is your max bet, because we're thinking about what we're doing. We've got reasons for it. Sometimes I'm going to be right. Sometimes you're going to be right. Sometimes the guy pulling the number out of the hat is going to be right as well, because this is gambling. No one's right all the time. No one's wrong all the time. They are just opinions. So this is a show where we put our big boy pants on, and we don't come in afterwards and go, oh, you tipped, losers, you're an idiot. This is about learning. No one's right, no one's wrong. I'm not right all the time. You're not right all the time, but you're not wrong all the time either, and neither am I. So let's get to work. Let's try and dissect a few races and find out the reasons behind the tips. So the first one that I want to have a look at is Doomben, race number 7. As you can see on the screen there, I've got a golden bullet there, which is a horse called Deep Respect. So Deep Respect ran over 1,600 metres last time, and what I really find interesting about this horse is that Deep Respect over 1,600, which is the first time that Deep Respect had been over 1,600 metres, and ran its fastest rating for time rating, CSW rating, and also its last 600 rating. So it's run 2 peak ratings over what I think is an unsuitable distance. Now it comes back to a 1,350 metre race at Doomben. Let's just go and have a look at the... we'll get back to that. Let's come and have a look at the factors here for Deep Respect. So we've got an unsuitable tempo last start over 1,600 metres where it got back in the field, run its best last 600 of its career, but now comes back to Doomben, 1,350, which is its wheelhouse. Deep Respect. It's only ever won 5 races, but 4 of them have been at Doomben, and also 3 from 6 over the 1,350. So this is its go. It also gets a suitable tempo on here. If we scroll back up to the race pressure, you'll see that the race pressure is fast. There's a lot of speed on here. It's 1,350. It doesn't concern me that much horses on pace in fast sprint races. 1,350, I draw the line with sprint races at about 1,350. 1,400 or more if there is a really high pressure up early or faster or very fast. I'm looking for horses that settle off the speed a bit here, but 1,350, I still think the perfect spot over 1,350 would be probably 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. These horses, I think, will sit around that. Sultry Siren's drawn a bit wide, so it may go back. But Deep Respect, I think, has got that sprint at the end. So let's go and have a look at Cam. So we've got Cunnamulla Fella, top Cam at 100 and Deep Respect at 96. So let's go and have a look. These class speed weight ratings, I'm not going to go into because, as you can see, they're all very even in this race. But if you have a look at the CAM, the cruising acceleration metric, Cunnamulla's got 100. Deep Respect is on 96. Let's go into it a little bit deeper. Let's have a look at the cruising just with these two horses. So Cunnamulla, I've got a higher cruising, 82, which means probably that it will sit slightly in front of Deep Respect. And then if we go to the acceleration, you can see that these two horses have clear acceleration over the field. What I like about this acceleration metric doesn't factor in weight at all. What it is the acceleration based on what the pace of the race is going to be. What these horses have done off a faster pace in this scenario. So the cruising or the race pressure is fast. So we're looking back at the horses' fast run races, if that makes sense, if I'm explaining it properly. So I'm looking back at Deep Respect and Cunnamulla's faster run early speeds to try and predict their acceleration. And as you can see, these two horses are the most suited by the setup. So what I'm trying to do is fit the setup to the past horse. But what's interesting between these two horses, you might say, oh, how come I don't like Cunnamulla and I have gone for Deep Respect? If I go back to an old database of mine here, which I've got on Randwick at the moment, but let's have a look here. Oh, this is the race here. Doomben race 7. So let's have a look. Let's just click on Deep Respect and have a look at Deep Respect's form. You'll see in the ratings here, this is an old one that I used to use. It's just a bit easier to explain. So you can see an RSR, that's your CSW sort of time rating. So 90, which is the peak. If I scroll across here as well, you'll see that you'll see here the 117. That's what I'm talking about. This 117 is once again the highest last 600. So Deep Respect has done that rating in a 1600 metre race. Can it produce the rating again, 1350? Well, if we have a look back here at the 1350 metres or around them, all Deep Respect's races have been over that. Yes, he hasn't got to that 90 rating, but he's done still very well, 83s, 87s, and if we have a look at their last 600s, he's still been pretty high at these last 600s. Back over here, 110, 103, 106. These are all pretty high, 113s. So let's just go and have a look at Cunnamulla, because this is quite interesting in respect of what this horse can do. And what we're trying to do here is predict what the horses are going to do. So you can see here, once again, a high rating and a very similar rating, overall rating of 90.8. So that race, though, was over 1,200 metres. Deep Respect's race was over 1,600 metres. So this race is over 1,300. So which horse is going to improve and which isn't? You could argue that Cunnamulla is going to improve, because Cunnamulla's peak ratings are over 1,600 metres. You've got a 94 and a 92 over 1,600 metres there. But you could also argue that Deep Respect's going to sprint better over that 1350, coming back off a fast pace over the 1350, because it's going to be very strong over 1350. The question really is, which horse is going to be suited? Is Cunnamulla better suited over 1,600? Because it's got the peak ratings over 1,600. If we have a look back here, which is quite interesting, over the 1350. So Cunnamulla's run 2 1350s at Doomben. Yeah, they were a fair while ago, but have a look how low these ratings are, a 77 and a 76 over the 1350 at Doomben. I also love trying to match up these races through race strength and also track and distance with past runs. So these ones are quite low. The peak ratings here, which is important, the 94 and 92, are over 1,600 metres. Yes, Cunnamulla will be a bit fitter, but I just don't know whether Cunnamulla will be able to produce that sprint. My figures are saying, even though the cam is, hang on, we're getting on the wrong screen here. Let's get back to the TKZ screen. Even though Cunnamulla's acceleration is 118 against 115. When you go into the distance and break it down and do some deeper work, my figures are coming out. Deep Respect is more chance to win this race than Cunnamulla. And let's go and have a look. This is where the form factors are really important. So let's have a look at Deep Respect's form factors versus Cunnamulla. So you got a jockey change, which is a jockey edge. So I'm not sure who rode Deep Respect last time. Can't remember, but Wheeler must be a better percentage on turnover rider than the previous rider. Unsuitable tempo last start, so Deep Respect did sprint off that unsuitable tempo as well. Loves the track, seems to do better over the 1350, and that's what I really like with Deep Respect as opposed to Cunnamulla, is that 1350 metre at Doomben setup. So Cunnamulla is going up in weight as well. And as I said, Cam doesn't take into consideration weight, has got the best acceleration, best Cam score, has got an upside factor and race pressure. But I just think Deep Respect's got more going for it than what Cunnamulla has. Let's have a quick look at Castilian, because that's another very interesting one. And you can see there that we have got a low strength rating for Castilian. Did get to the lead last time and won Castilian. I don't think that Castilian's going to be able to settle as close, which is a very big negative for me. So when horses get to the lead, they're not usual leaders, but they find they jump well or just get to the lead because of a slow tempo. They stack them up, everything goes to plan and win. Then I'm against that horse if I don't think it's going to get this same setup. Yes, it's got the peak rating last start, which it did after leading. Yes, it's the ideal distance with the jockey edge and has some figures, but I just don't think that the sprint's going to be there for two reasons. One, it's a higher class race. Two, it's up in weight. And three, it's not going to settle as close and get all the favours. So let's go through the other dangers. I'm definitely only going to back Deep Respect in this race, Golden Bullet time. They put up $8, been smashed into $5.50. I still think it's a good price. If we have a look down at the bullet price for Deep Respect, we've got $4. The other horse which is representing some value to me is Sultry Siren, who I've got in as second pick, weight advantage. He's going to get back. Sat about third or fourth last start where it won, but he's going to go back. But with that weight and with the early speed, I still think can have the acceleration there due to the weight, and also 1-from-1 with the course and distance. So I think represents some value, but I'm not really interested in backing anything except for Deep Respect. For third, I put in Set to Shine, who's double figure odds. And for fourth, number 3, Amur, who is a chance at odds as well. So that's it. Let me know what you think of Deep Respect. Let me know what you think of horses coming back from 1,600 to 1,350 metres who do settle back in the field as well. And if you've got a tip in the race, let me know that as well, and let me know what you think. So let's move on. There's another race that I want to have a look at, which is an interesting race at Randwick on Saturday. It's race 8 at Randwick, which, here it is. Now, I only want to have a look at one horse here, and that is Tarpaulin. And I really want your opinion on this as well. So Tarpaulin's a horse that's second up. Let's just go and have a look at Tarpaulin's first up run, where Tarpaulin started odds on in this race. Let's just go. We're on Racing New South Wales now. This is old school stuff. So let's have a look at this this race. I'm just going to put the replay up here of Tarpaulin. So Tarpaulin comes out from a wide alley here. I'll fast forward a little bit. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but comes out wide, expected to be more on pace in the blue colours there, misses the kick a bit, then races forward and doesn't settle. So he's using a lot of energy. You can see number 5 there, second last. Will pull out wide here, ripping and reefing, not really settling. But what's very interesting about this race, Tarpaulin was odds on. If you're on, you'd be sick right now. Wide, back, pulling, slow pace. So comes round them here still, but look how Tarpaulin cruises up. I'll go back a bit. Watch this, pulls round. I'm going to pause it here, and if you're watching the race, you think Tarpaulin's going to win, sort of right now, cruising up, boom. Looks like it's going to go straight past, and watch what happens here with Tarpaulin. Over the last 100 metres is extremely disappointing. What I believe's happened here is that used up too much energy early. First up, lacking race fitness, drops off. This is an 1100 metre race, which is the same distance as is on Saturday. Since then has trialled. Let's go and have a quick look at the trial of Tarpaulin. Come on, load up. We've got an issue here. Hopefully it's not a internet issue. No, we're sweet. So Tarpaulin settles a lot better, jumps a lot better here, and settles a lot better here, which are about to jump now. You'll see coming out in the blue colours again, second from the top, shows a bit of early pace. Now Tarpaulin goes to barrier 1 on Saturday, can settle a little bit closer. I've got a little bit of an issue, and I'm wondering what you think of barrier 1 with horses that didn't settle so close. That is a little bit of a concern for me, whether Tarpaulin, who isn't going to lead, but maybe can settle 3-back fence. Is that a positive or is that a negative? You can see Tarpaulin cruises to lead here, shows good speed, more miles into the legs here. Admittedly, it's only a 740 metre trial, but it is a trial in between runs. Doesn't Zach Lloyd, he doesn't go. For Zach Lloyd's on too from Rachel King. Doesn't go. Great little trial. Great little freshen up. Let's get back to the TKZ screen and see what else is going on with Tarpaulin. So as you can see here, race pressure is a big one. There's a lot of speed in this race, very fast race pressure, which isn't uncommon for an 1100 metre race, but still, as I spoke about before, anything that's going to settle off the pace in a very fast race pressure is advantaged. As the distance gets longer than 1100, then that is a plus for sure. But I still want to be on horses that are going to probably settle not too far back. You never want to be too far back in anything from 800 to 1200, I don't think. But I don't think Tarpaulin will be. I think sixth or seventh. This is all about form factors, which is quite interesting. So let's have a look at the class speed weight. We've got Tarpaulin at an 85. Which isn't that high considering Tarpaulin's only about $4.40 in the market. So this bet isn't about ratings. This bet is about upside and also not being suited by the conditions and what happened last time. So cam, we've got a total cam of 89, which isn't high as well. We've got a cruising of 83. I do think that Tarpaulin, this is just cruising, all these numbers are raw numbers, but I do think Tarpaulin can sit a lot closer than that cruising is showing. And acceleration's pretty good, 94, but certainly not up the top. But as I said, this doesn't take into consideration weight. So let's go and have a look at what weight, 52.5, which is huge against these horses up the top here, 61, 57, 56. So you're getting 5 kilos advantage on the field for Tarpaulin. So what I want to know from you guys as well, we can see here a low strength rating. Tarpaulin's going up in grade here, or it's a harder race. But what the offset for Tarpaulin is the big drop in weight. So Tarpaulin's only carrying 52.5. Fitter for the first up run. The race pressure suits, upside factor, ideal distance, 1100. Admittedly, it didn't look like it first up, but Tarpaulin does have is an 1100 metre horse. In my opinion, that's where the best ratings have come from, where that factor ideal distance comes from are the SW ratings. The weight drop is a big one as well. Positive little gear change as well. I think it was the earmuffs. The earmuffs go on to obviously try and help Tarpaulin settle. And we got that mid-prep trial, which I liked, which you saw in that Tarpaulin did settle a lot more. So let's just go back up the top and see what we've put in. You can see I've got a couple of lays in there as well. High Dubai and also low strength, harder race, and also the high weight with Storm to the Ramparts as well. In these higher class races, and we are starting to get into these, I don't like finding horses up in the weights in higher class races when you're giving weight. If they're all up in the weights, that's fine. If they're all carrying 59s and 60s, that's fine. But when you're giving weight to horses who are coming through the grades. I don't like backing these horses up in the weights against those at all. That's it pretty much for episode number 1 of Max Bet. Let's win on Saturday. Let's really do it. Let's work together as well. Let's get those comments going. I need a winning Saturday. You need a winning Saturday. You need to stay in the game. I certainly need to stay in the game. I need to stay in the zone. And please, you stay in the zone. Keep your staking right. Keep your methodology right. Let's do it. Let's win on Saturday. I'll see you on Monday for the grind.